Before we begin, I'm just pressing recording so you guys can put this out to your teams. This is something that's very much worth listening to and sending to your downlines and even your uplines if they happen to miss this call. Welcome to everyone. We've got a lot of people on the call today, so it's very, very exciting. And Katrina's on her way back from the Pilbara, so unfortunately she won't be able to be on the call, but she's certainly here in spirit. So I would like to give you a little bit of edification on Jennett. She has a massive background in traditional business, where she supplied handbags to one of the biggest department stores in Canada and around the world. She also owns a boutique. 8 years ago, she saw a vision of building a legacy for her children and earning residual income for life. Jennett personally has launched over 75 VDMs and is now grown to over 15,000 VDMs in 80 countries with over $25 million in retail sales. This lady is the branding chick lady. This lady knows how to build a business, and this lady is someone that you really need to listen to when it comes to generating leads. She's received multiple leadership awards, including the only Forensic Master Ambassador Award. She is one of the branding party queens in the 10,000K Freedom Club member and is a regional ambassador. I'm honoured and proud to have met this lovely lady, and I look forward to hearing her talk about this most epic and interesting topic that all of us need to know about. So welcome, Jennett. Are you there?
Hi, Tanya, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good morning. Oh, actually, it's good evening for you guys over in Canada, isn't it?
Yes. Good morning to you.
So I'm very excited to listen to you today, Jennett, and I have had the honour of meeting you. So everyone who gets to the convention next year in April will get to meet this awesome lady. And I know that we just are inspired by what you do on the branding party level, not just as a leader, but what you've done for retail sales for GWT. So I look forward to hearing this session now, and I will mute myself and hand it on to you. So away you go.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for such a nice introductions, and you and Katrina are doing such an amazing job. You know, being ambassador of the month and really showing a true leadership. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Bella.
Okay, so as you all know, November to remember, we have so many amazing incentives and also promotions happening this month. This month is truly the month that you should be maximizing your income potential and also building your business. So that's why I think it's a great opportunity to be able to train this to all of you. It's generating leads. This is actually how I got a lot of leads, and you know, we always train you that you need to have your 250 list, but it shouldn't just stop with the 250. You should be continuously building your list and your business. And you see, for me, because I came from traditional business, I never had any experience in terms of direct sales network marketing, but I was able to build my business because what I'm relying on is really, I'm all about marketing. You see, there's a difference between a prospecting and marketing. And for me, marketing came so easy for me, and that's why that's what I use to generate a lot of leads, and that's kind of what I'm going to be sharing with all of you tonight. And you see, generating leads that you know that you're getting, it's really just a front door. It's just a door to get you to the opportunity, right? I mean, you can't just show the tours or make retail sales if you don't have anybody to share it with. So that's why this is just like your front door, right? Like to get into to what it is you wanted to offer to the people. And so the generating leads is really just a way for you to get, and like I said, fill out your list and continue doing your business day in and day out. So there are so many different ways that I accumulate and build leads. And every time we have this big conference or big company events, and we always have this mega tour, and as you can see, every time I always win the grand prize, because this is how I market my business. This is how I generate leads. So I'm going to go into it. So there are different ways that we generate leads. So there's the newspaper ads, there's online ads, there's flyers, there's drop cards, there's CTP, which is talking to people. This is more of the prospecting. And then there's telemarketers, other people in business, the charitable organizations, school fundraising, church fundraising, ballots, lookbooks, trade shows, home shows, events. Like, there's just so many ways that you can actually generate leads. Okay, but what I'm going to be focusing on is that these 3 areas here, because if I share with you everything, we're probably going to be here hours and hours, and I don't want to take too much of your time. So I'm going to just focus on newspaper ads, the online ads, and the money drop, because I think this is a majority of what I do in getting my leads. But I wanted to discuss some of the ways that you generate leads. Like, for example, for flyers, is similar to drop cards, and talking to people is basically you go out there and you talk to everybody that you meet. And for telemarketing and other people in business, I love this one because I don't waste anybody that I talk to. Before, have you got any like somebody calling you and they're selling you something, right? Like telemarketers. And usually before, what I would do is I will either hang up on them, or just telling them never to bug me again. But I learned a way to get these people to either get off your back or make them into your prospects. So what happened is that when they call me, for example, when I wanted to get my roof done, so many company that I contacted to give me a price code. So what I did was I booked an appointment. At that time, we still have our like member lounge at the head office, where we can meet people and show them the tours and things like that. So I will specifically book the appointment to meet with them there at the office, so they can first see and get a blink shot of all the amazing products. And then at the same time, I know that they're going to be asking me what I do. So you see, I never waste any more of these people. Like, I just book them to, if they want to sell me insurance, that's great, let's go meet at my office. I don't have time right now to talk to you, but I can meet you in my office. So that's how, I get these people to come, and then I get to share, of course, my business. Okay, and the fundraising, the church, the school, I do that a lot too, especially my kids' school. I will talk to the principal, and I will offer them to raise funds by selling by giving them the lookbook, the posh book, and instead of selling chocolates and all that kind of stuff, so why not sell these beautiful, gorgeous fairy and posh products, right? And then like, it's just a different event. So I do a lot of home shows, trade shows, and I use a lot of ballots, and that's how I capture leads. Okay, so the purpose of your ads, you wanted to make sure that you know what it is that you are advertising for. Is it for your business? Is it a job, which I will explain later? Is this finding your hostess for your branding party or virtual designer party? Is it to get VIP clients? For me, I do everything, so all of the above, right? And if you are advertising newspaper, it's really easy to advertise in the business section or classified section. Okay, and if it is a newspaper ad, you can use wordings or title like work from home, business opportunity, investment or franchise, and things like that. But when it comes to online ads, it's a little bit tricky because a lot of these, online sites, you cannot actually advertise. It's prohibited to advertise work from home, business, investment, or franchise. But I do have a way, however, to go around that because all of my postings, it never get canceled and it never get banned. So, and then I'm going to talk to you the one drop card that I use a lot, and this is the $100 bill that I use. Okay? So if you were going to advertise job, okay, so first thing first, I wanted to make sure, do not ever trick anybody, okay, and do not mislead anybody every time you advertise. You see, I am an independent luxury consultant. I have my own virtual designer mall, and I have my own username, right, like Boutique to You. So Boutique to You is my business. So every time I advertise for whatever it is that I'm advertising, I always make sure that I put in my business name or my username, which is Boutique to You. You don't have to register a business, by the way, in owning your virtual designer mall. But when I advertise this as an independent luxury consultant. So it's me that's hiring, it's me that's paying, and it's me that's, meeting with these people. So when I advertise for a job, I advertise in the newspaper. I put it under the classified ads, career, or employment or job section. And if I'm advertising online, like I said earlier, there's certain keywords that you cannot use, but you have to be truthful, like I mentioned, to your ads. And I usually put it in categories under sales, retail sales, customer service, fashion, media. Okay? And for $100 bill, of course, there is no restriction. And if I'm putting in an ad for hosts or hostesses to book a branding party for me, then I will put it under announcements, events, community, or social. And if it is an online ad, the same thing, there's announcement sections, events, social, community, or services. Okay, again, for $100 bills, there is no restriction. And if it is a local newspaper, I highly recommend to advertise it within your local area as opposed to major newspapers, okay? Because I find it that I used to advertise in major newspapers because I thought it's bigger. There's more people that kind of, maybe it's going to be reading my ads, but that is not the case. For one thing, it is more expensive to advertise in these major newspapers. And second, because there's so many competitions that advertising, and sometimes people actually, like even myself, when I go look at the classified ads, I don't even go through everything. It's just because it's so overwhelming. There's too much, right? And if your ad is so tiny, it's just not going to be noticeable. And if you want it bigger, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Like, it's going to make it so much expensive. And I find it that a local community newspaper, people are expecting it to come to their doorstep. People are actually reading it, and you get so much more, you know, like value advertising into this local newspaper, because they, like I said, people do read it regularly. One time, you know, when my kids were little, they wanted to earn money, so I said, okay, I'm gonna take you guys delivering papers. And I'm telling you, sometimes they are so lazy and they didn't want to deliver papers. The company is contacting us because all the homeowners were all complaining they didn't get their newspaper. So I know that they do read it on a regular basis, and it's a cheaper rate compared to a major newspaper. And if you were gonna put an ad, keep it simple, okay? In my local community, there's a minimum number of words, so 15 words for the ad, and that's a minimum cost. And of course, you can go over, but it will be more expensive. If you were going to run a newspaper ad, you wanted to run it for at least 3 weeks, because if you just run it for 1 week or one time, you're just wasting your money, because they may see it. Some people may contact you, but it's not going to be a lot. But when people continuously seeing your ads, then they know, right? It's just like you. Like when you see something for the first time, not necessarily you'll jump into the opportunity right away. So make sure that you're going to run the business, the newspaper ad at least for 3 weeks. So these are some of the free online ads that you can use. Some of them I've used them all, but I haven't used some of them in a while, so I'm not sure if they are still available or if they're still free. But it's so easy to find online advertising place. All you have to do is our friend Google. So you can just Google, like online free ads, right? But I use mostly Kijiji and Craigslist. And so when you're placing an ad online, these are the phrases that you need to avoid, because otherwise they're going to either block you or they're just going to keep on removing your ads. And these keywords, believe me, I've done this all. That's why I knew what works and what doesn't work, because it's all trial and error. So I've been doing it in the last 8 years, so I know what works and what doesn't work. So looking for business partners is definitely a no-no. Independent luxury consultants under your name or title. So although I'm advertising, like I mentioned earlier, as an independent luxury consultant, I don't put the title or my name. I'm going to tell you later why. And then I don't want to really put in a specific product, for example, jewelry, handbags. This is actually personal preference, because I find that my taste is not most people's taste. And if I put the products that I want and majority of the people doesn't want it, then they kind of thinking that, oh, that's all the products that we sell. They don't know that we have 1,400 products. But if it is like celebrities wearing it or models wearing it, it's okay, because at least they can see it on the models. But if you're just advertising like products, I will keep it general, because like I said, you don't want it to be like, certain people are not going to be looking at your ad because they see your picture and they say, well, I don't like that. And, so recruiting, business opportunity, add to your income, second income, extra income, great compensation, work from home, start your own business. These are all keywords that you need to avoid, because they are going to be removing your ad. Unless, of course, you're advertising a business opportunity and it's not prohibited, and, there are some paid online advertising that, you can pay and you can put whatever you want to advertise, okay? And again, key points, you want to make your ad simple And so it's a simple ad, and do not put your website. So I don't put my website. The reason being is that they're going to Google it. Okay, so they're going to Google it, and they are going to see what they don't want it to see, and then you lose that prospect. Okay? And do not put your company name, like I said, because they're going to Google it. So I'm going to give you some example of the ads that I use. And you wanted to make sure that you create curiosity. Everything that we do, even when you're talking to people, it's all about creating curiosity. It's not about giving everything, all the information, okay? You have to create curiosity in everything that you do. And you can put your name under the contact or just your phone number. Again, it's a personal preference, and I put just the phone number, which I will explain later. So this is a sample ad that I've used in the newspaper and flyers. And I can guarantee you, because I've done it so many times, this works every single time. When I first started in this business, like I said, I've never had any experience in direct sales network marketing. So this very first ad is the very first ad that I placed in the newspaper. Before you buy a business or look for a job, call, and then my phone number, 100% risk-free opportunity, or because it's a 15 words limit, sometimes I'm alternating it with, or make 5,000 per month. But with this one tiny ad that I use, I actually signed up, I believe I signed up 5 diamonds and 1 gold. So it really works, okay? And then I've used also, for finding a hostess, I've used this one, get free designer jewelry and earn extra cash by hosting a branding party. Leave the rest to us, okay? And another one I've used is work from home, operate your own designer mall at home, get paid to wear designer products as seen on celebrities. So that's a sample ad I've used. And this one here is a general ad that I've used a lot too. Great opportunity in designer world. You see, I don't put a company. I put great opportunity in designer world. Due to our global branding expansion, we are looking for people to help us market and brand our products. Flexible hours, great pay, and work with great people. And then, again, my phone number, okay? And then this is another general ad. So I'm not going to read it over because I don't want to take so much of your time. So, but this is going to be available. It's recorded. Okay, so this is another, ad that I've used so many times. Okay, so this one is another one, fastest growing designer company. It's expanding. As you can see, I do mention company. I do mention, who we are. It's a designer company, but I do not specifically just put in the company name. So I'm telling you, it's an amazing ad that I've used, that I've captured so many leads, okay? And although it sounds like a job, I can tell you why I do this, okay? I'm telling you earlier because I am all about marketing. I've done so much marketing. It's just to me, I know what works and what doesn't work, okay? A lot of people, when I talk to them, I book them an appointment. I talk about, like create curiosity, okay? But I still get people canceling on me or no show. But every time I place an ad about this type of ad, I can guarantee you they show up 100% or at least 99%, okay? Because when I do my marketing, marketing is that people want something from you, So no matter where you book it, no matter what time it is or when it is, they will show up because they want something from you, right? But if I go invite them to see my business or, like I said, it's always me chasing them. And I just don't like chasing people. It's not my personality. And, so that's why I've developed so many ways that I generate leads. And these are all mostly through my marketing campaigns, okay? So important, again, I'm going to tell you, your ad is a general ad, but people will read it as a job ad. And that is 100% okay. As long as, again, you don't mislead them or you don't mention that it's a global world trade or ferry or anything like that, okay? I always make sure that it is an independent owned business, which is my own business, which is my username, boutique to you. And people, I know 100%, 100%. People are always looking for opportunity. They just don't know what it is. And they know that job is the opportunity that they're looking for. That's why they have second job, they have 3 jobs, 4 jobs. They have so many jobs, right? Because they think that earning extra income is getting another job because that is the only opportunity that they know. So it is up to us to educate these people, right? So it is up to us to educate them that there is another option, that there is a better option, that there is option B, option C, D, Z. So, but there is an opportunity that is so much better than finding a second job, okay? And if you were going to, if people are going to be calling you, you want to make sure that you are in control, okay? And if you are in control, it eliminates a lot of questions, eliminates cancellation, and you have 100% appointments, okay? And so, again, when people call you, because people are going to be calling you, I know that, you want to make sure that you're firm, okay, and that you're confident, and you believe and know that you have a gift to offer to them, that they want something from you and not you wanting anything from them, okay? You want to make sure that, remember yesterday, if you guys all in the, listen to the boot camp, R.A. Sean Haynes trained us on tripod of belief, and you need to believe in yourself, and you need to believe that you have a gift to offer to people, okay? And do not answer questions. Avoid questions. And like I said, if you are firm, there won't even be any questions, okay? And book the appointment for an interview. Give the address where you will be meeting them, okay? So if you have a local weekly tour, you can book them there, or I also do book a lot of one-on-one. If you're outside of Canada, it's best, and even here, even in Canada, even if, we have the head office here, because sometimes they're not available also, or sometimes I'll place an ad in my local area, and I'm about, half an hour, 45 minutes from the head office. So I just don't want people to, again, like cancel or not booking the appointment. So I will book the appointment to meet at a hotel lobby or lounge area or high-end coffee shop. I don't usually do it at the coffee shop because really, are you going to be interviewing people at a coffee shop? No, right? So, but the best place to do it, is like a high-end hotel lobby or lounge area, because I always tell them, I'm going to be at this hotel, So at this time at 3 p.m., I will have time to interview you. So they don't know why you're in that hotel. It could be you're attending a conference or you're staying in that hotel. So for me, I like to book an appointment for an interview at a hotel lobby or, like I said, like a high-end lounge, right? And book the appointment within 24 to 48 hours. I don't usually book it a week in advance because, like I said, you know, it's just for you to avoid cancellation, and make sure you let them know that somebody will be contacting them to confirm the appointment. You see, this is one of the reasons why I don't put my name into any of my ads, because I want to make sure that when I call them for an appointment, or they think it's two different people, right? So I always let them know that, somebody's going to be contacting you to confirm the appointment. And you can do a one-on-one interview. Like I said, I use a lot of 5-minute napkin presentations, or, you can sit them, like I said, in a group tour. So these are some of the questions that you may come across. Again, if you're firm and if you're confident, they won't even ask the questions. Honestly, when I place an ad, I don't get too many questions, okay? But you might get some of the questions, and these are some of the questions that may be asked. So is this a job, or can you tell me more about the job? So my answer, always, I'm hiring, or I'm looking for the right candidates or right people for various positions. I'm very picky because I want only the best people for the job, or, so the job depends on the qualification and expertise, right? Is this a salary base or commission, and how much? We offer only the best pay to qualified people, and as much as $500 per day, okay? So you can say how much you want. So what is the name of your brand or your company? So again, I don't just say, oh, it's GWC or Global World Trade. If they have to, usually, when they ask me questions, and I was very firm about it, that somebody will be contacting you, to confirm the appointment. But again, if you have to, I give them the designer brand, which is the Very Mosh, or you can do Posh also. But I always add the accolades, right? It's worn by over 120 celebrities. Well, it's 200 celebrities featured in a lot of movies, TV shows. So just to make sure that, oh my gosh, it's going to create curiosity, and they're going to be so excited to come and meet with you for an interview. And if they ask me, do you have a website? Again, if you have to, yes, and give them the product website, which is the fairydesignerlines.com, okay? Or you can give them the fashion show link or the Modern Legends movie. So I always, give them all about the accolades, and again, that will create curiosity. Do I have to bring anything? Yes, you have to bring a copy of your resume. And 2 reasons. Again, first, it just looks more professional. And second, you will have a complete contact information for follow-up and for entering them as your VIP. Because resume usually have everything, right? The name, the phone number, email, and address. Okay, so can you tell me more about the job? How much is the pay? Whatever the questions may be. So if you don't want to answer any of these questions, and like I said, I highly recommend not to answer any of these questions if you can avoid it. And this is the most effective way that you can tell them. That's why you see, this is the second reason why I don't put my name in any of my ads. I'm sorry, but my job is just to book an appointment for an interview. You will actually have to meet with Jennett, or you will have to meet with Bella, and she will answer all your questions. You see, if you say that, because your job is only to book an appointment, they can't ask you for any more questions, right? So that is why I don't put my name or company name. Okay, so here's what you need to know when you're meeting with your prospects or the people that you book for an interview. You want to make sure that you have your glamour pack, okay? Your lookbook, your posh brochures, celebrities, pictures, like basically, the glamour pack, right? I have my 5 minute napkin presentation. I've got pen, blank papers, or my notebook, and I make sure I have survey application, and then I have my business contract, which I will share later. And make sure that you are wearing your products, okay? Dress from head to toe, okay? So you want to make sure that you have your, wearing your products. So here's what you need to do when you meet with your prospect, when you're doing a one-on-one interview. So first, you ask for the resume, because you wanted to go over, read the job history and the education. This is actually the part where you build the like and trust. Okay, remember, this business is all about like and trust. It doesn't matter what it is, right? Whether they're looking for a job or not, it's all about like and trust. And that's another reason why I asked for them to bring a resume, because I can go over the history, and that's how I build like and trust, because like and trust is all about them, right? And then I share the company's accolades. I go through the lookbook first, and then the posh book, and then the media accolades, and then I share about the business aspect, which is the 5 minute napkin presentation, and then I tell them, I tell them and I explain to them the different positions for the opportunity available. So once I always make sure share the tour first. Okay, so I go over the products, and then the 5 minute napkin tour, and then I tell them, so this is how we operate our business, and that's why we're growing that's why we're in 94 countries. Okay, so this company is globally. And then I talk to them about whatever the job position that I'm advertising for. And then after that, I ask them, so you can earn 100% commission by owning your own designer mall business, or you can work for me and I'll give you this commission, right? And whatever their answer, either I'm going to pull out an application or I'm going to pull out a contract. But I always have a survey, again, because the survey is part of our business, and it's also getting their opinion. So either way, you want to make sure that they fill out a survey, okay? And this is my 5 minute napkin chart that I use a lot. It's just because everything is here. The different ways that we make money, the different payouts, and then there's an example here of how much money they could be making by owning their own virtual designer mall, as opposed to just, like I said, being an employee. Okay, and then of course I ask them, because you're looking for a job, this may be your first job or your second or additional job, so I want to make sure that they are aware, so how much it is they need to retire comfortably, right? And honestly, every time I show this to people, they really think about working for somebody else and just start their own virtual designer mall. So if you are going to invite people into a group tour, what you wanted to do is you wanted to spend 5 to 10 minutes to do the interview first before you just kind of sit them there listening to a big tour, right? So again, the same process. You will ask for the resume. You will read the job history. That's like a build, like, and trust. And then here's what I tell them. So after I do my little bit of interview, then I, so let's say, for example, hi, John, so Thank you for coming for an interview. So let me see your job history. So I asked them about questions. So then after that, after about 5 minutes or so, okay, John, what I'm gonna do now is I like what I'm seeing here and what I'm hearing from you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have you sit over there. It's an overview of our company and how I run my business. So I want you to sit there and listen to the presentation, and then after the presentation, we're going to continue the interview, okay? So then I go, take the prospect to sit at a tour, and then after that, then I go continue the interview. Like again, I explain the business, the benefit of owning the virtual designer mall, and then the business opportunity, okay, and then the job opportunity. So do not ever mislead the people, like I said. And to be honest with you, in the last 8 years that I've been doing this business, I never got any single complaint on how I misled people, or that I'm not being truthful, okay? Because I am being truthful. If they don't want to own their own business, they can work for me. And that's why I do have this independent contract. And as you can see, there is nothing whatsoever that is mentioned about the company's, GWT company's name here, because this is my own independent contract. So as you can see, this is between Boutique to You, which is my username, and the person that is, applying for a job, okay? These are just the compensation that I am willing to pay them in exchange for their services or working for me. And again, this is just the terms and conditions of what the job is all about and how much I'm paying them and all the legalities, okay? And so now we are going to talk about the $100 bill, because this is really, really effective, and it's really fun to do. What it is like a $100 bill. I'm going to show you sample later, and you can where can you use it? You can drop it to, when you go to shopping malls, mailboxes or benches, if you're sitting in a park, or even, if you go to the mall, they have these benches, or a food court, parks, restaurants. If you're paying bills, like if you're still the old-fashioned way where, you have to mail your payment, your check, then you can insert that. Any public places, and of course, I've used this, and really, it's really good. What you want to do is you wanted to insert it. Like go to Chapters or Indigo or any of your local bookstore, and go over business section or motivational section or fashion section, work from home section. Well, literally, really, it's every book that you think, people are going to be reading. So insert it. So go to the bookstore and get, pick up a book, insert it over there, and then put it back, okay? Put it back into the shelving. Because when people open it, then they'll see your $100 bill, right? Like, how cool is that? I mean, big companies have already done it. Like, when you buy a fashion magazine, there's always this card where you fill it out and, you return it to them and stuff, right? Getting free stuff. So why not insert your $100 bill, right? So when people open it, then, then they can see it. So when I go to public places, I fold my $100 bill like this, because when I drop it, then people that are going to be seeing it, they think that it's a real $100 US bill. Okay, so then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, somebody dropped $100 bill. Then they'll pick it up and then they'll see your message over there. Okay, so don't just leave it like, you know, like the way it is, like it's like unfolded. You want to make sure you fold it and that it's showing just $100, because then it looks like a real $100 bill. So these are just some of the samples that I put into my $100 bill, and like a kind of like, you know, like a message in a bottle or something like that, right? So so we're looking, this is the first one that I've used a lot before. This is actually how I got started in this $100 bill. We're looking for 3 sassy and classy entrepreneurs who wants to get paid to wear designer goods. Will train. And then there's my phone number. And then on the other side of that, because this is like a double-sided, and on the other side of it, host our next shopaholic party and take advantage of all fun rewards. And then there's the phone number, okay? Again, you want to make sure that you fold it so it shows only the $100. And because the way the color is, it does really look like a $100 US bill, so people will pick it up, okay? So this one here, return this $100 bill to receive a, well, this is old, okay, but now it's $300 gift certificate towards designer goods. And then this one, again, it's about branding party, huge branding, no, this one is a opportunity. So huge branding campaign of the hottest multiple award winner celebrities designer brand as seen on over 120 celebrities, movie, TV shows. So again, that's just another one. And then this one, you see the ad that I put in the newspaper, I also put it in my $100 bill. Before you buy a business or look for a job, call this number. And then on the other side, I put find out how you can make $2,000 to $5,000 per month, part-time, 100% risk-free opportunity, and then my phone number. Okay, so again, this is just another example of business opportunity. And then this one is what I've used lately because in North America, and I know also in Australia and in New Zealand, it's very big now in the, you know, tax savings and all that. And this one here is about saving on your taxes, right? So double or triple your income tax refund and receive, you know, $300 gift certificates. Or on the other side, I put turn your expenses into cash, $3,000 to $9,000 per year. Okay, so that's about it for my training. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the call to Tanya, and if there is any questions, I can answer them. Okay, so back to you, Tanya.
Thanks, Bella. That was absolutely fantastic. We do have some questions, so just bear with me. I don't know if anyone's raised their hand as well. So let's go through the questions first. We have Anne McLean Marie asking, instead of an independent luxury consultant, what would be the title she should use?
Sorry, what was the question?
Instead of calling themselves an independent luxury consultant, what would be the title I should use?
Yes, like I mentioned, I don't really put the independent luxury consultant except in my contract. So when I place an ad, like I mentioned, I just put my phone number, and I just kind of mention, you know, it's a designer company and all that. But if you need to put in your title or your company name, then you will use your username. Okay, like for me, I use my username, Boutique to You.
Okay, yep. Okay, that makes sense. Now, Lama has asked about ads, but we say we build business with people who you know. About ads, but we say we build business with people who you know. Oh, okay, okay, I'm not quite sure. I think I can answer that question, Lama. What it is that this is about how to get leads outside of people that you know. So what Jennett goes in and does is that when she interviews them, she starts creating the like and trust from the moment of that phone call right through to meeting with them. And if they qualify enough to get involved in the business, and obviously, Jennett, if you have a good rapport with them and they are interested, then you are then in agreement with them joining your team. Am I right?
Correct. Okay, so this business, of course, belly to belly. But like I mentioned in the beginning of my presentation, really generating leads and marketing, the way I do it is just getting your foot in the doorstep, right? Because I'm not sure about you, but in my personal experience, I can tell you it is so hard for me to approach family and friends. I know a lot of, some of the LCs, they're very fortunate that, their families are very supportive of any ventures that they join in. But for me, because we are not very familiar with direct sales or network marketing. So my families and friends are not somebody, you wanted to. I mean, I did position my kids and my family because I know the benefits of timing and positioning. But that's why I've developed a lot of this technique in generating leads, because you need to continuously building your business. You need to continuously building your list. Okay, if you have 1,000 people in your contact list, that's great for you. But you need to go over each one of them. And what happens if you ran out of people? Like I said, I can admit I don't like prospecting and chasing people. I like it that people want something from me, and that's why marketing is the method that I use. Of course, this business is belly to belly. Even when I do my interview, that's why I ask for resume, because I wanted to build like and trust, because you wanted to be face to face with people.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just going to mute myself. I'm getting told by Katrina that there's feedback echo. I'm not sure if everyone else is getting that. There are quite a few questions here, Bella, and I have 3 hands being raised as well. So are you happy to continue on with these questions? And if people have to leave, they can certainly leave the webinar, but I'd like to get these questions answered if I can.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got quite a few from Anne and McLean. So obviously they're thinking and trying to understand what's going on. There's a couple of questions she's asked. Her website is her mall, so why should she not share it with people? She's young in the business, and if people need to go on, what should I do, please? I certainly understand what you're saying, because what ends up happening is if the people go look at your mall, they make up their own decision before they even talk to you. Is that correct?
That is 100% correct, because what people are looking for, you got to understand, why do you Google on something? What people are looking for are negative stuff. What people are looking for are what it is that you are not, like what it is that you're, like any bad things about your company and things like that. They're not going to Google about the good things, right? That's why people Google company, because they wanted to make sure what kind of reputation and that kind of stuff. Although we had nothing to hide, we all have positive reviews and all that, it's still, there are a lot of people that are very close-minded. They don't like anything about network marketing or direct sales, even though, like I said earlier, they don't know what's best for them. They don't know what's great opportunity. It is up to us to educate those people. But how are we going to educate people when they shut us down right away just because of something that they read that are not even true? Okay? So it's just for me, I don't like people, judging me right away or what I'm sharing or what I'm offering without even hearing the full thing, like full information. So that's why I don't put any company name. Like I said, if you have to, go give them the Fairy Designer Line's website and all the accolades, because it's just going to create more curiosity, and who's not going to like it, right? Okay? Hi, Tanya. Are you still on the call? Okay, so I'm not sure. We've lost Tanya.
Okay, no, you haven't.
Hi.
I'm just trying to put headphones in. Sorry. I'm trying to make sure we don't
Okay.
get feedback. The same person has asked if people say, what she's asking is why should she avoid questions, and why, when people always have questions, should you avoid them? So I want to quickly answer that before I get you to take over. Answering questions just means you've got more of an opportunity to meet them face to face. You build more like and trust if people can actually meet you than trying to answer something over the phone, and then perhaps going into verbal diarrhea. Would that be correct, Bella?
Yes, yes, for sure. And because, we train this all the time in our boot camp, in our approach sections. Remember, we always tell you to bite your tongue until it bleeds, because you don't want to give out too much information. It goes the same way for placing an ad or doing this type of marketing, because what you wanted to do is, again, you wanted to meet with them so you can build that like and trust. How can you build the like and trust over the phone? And every time you answer their questions, there's going to be a never-ending question. There's going to be one over another, and then at the end of it, they're going to tell you, oh, okay, that's fine. It's not an opportunity for me. So you want to make sure, like I said, again, I'm going to repeat it. The reason why you do this type of marketing is because you wanted to get into the front door. So you want to get in, meet with them face to face. Okay, but if you already ask all their questions over the phone, then what's the point of meeting them? Because they are just not going to meet with you. And the reason why you don't want to answer it, because if you keep on answering it, like I said, they're going to form this idea already in their head, and that's why you're going to get cancellation or no show, because you've already asked too much of their question.
Perfect answer, perfect. If people say after, why you offer me an opportunity that I have to pay for it, Hugo's asked that question because he's had that question many times. So, I guess this comes down to whether they want to be involved in your business, or join and build their own business, or whether, like you say, you put up a private contract so they go and they essentially work for you. Would that be correct?
Yes. You see, every single one that I've met or that I'm, meeting, I never lose any of my prospects, because, like I said, either they're going to host a branding party for me, or they are going to be working for me, or they're going to be my business partner. Okay? So the reason why I have the contract is because most people that honestly I've talked to, they all love the business. Nobody said no just because they don't like it. It's just because the issue was either the money, or, like I said, they don't know much about it. Okay, so if it is money, I have solution for that. Like I mentioned in my branding party training yesterday. So if it is about money, first thing I tell them is, okay, so let's get you work for me first. So I want you to book a branding party or virtual designer party for me, and whatever retail profit, okay, make sure it's retail profits and not retail sales. That's a huge difference, okay? Retail profit is the money that you're pocketing, and then the retail sales is, the actual cost of the the retail price. So whatever the retail profits, I'm gonna give it to you towards your membership. Okay, so that's why I have that contract. Okay, that's just so I know how much I'm going to be paying them to use towards a membership, or If they want cash, then I just pay it. I just pay them cash because they're working for me, okay? And they're working, and I don't pay them unless they produce something, okay? I'm not paying them hourly. I'm not paying them yearly salary. I'm paying them commission. So when they produce, I pay them. That's how it works.
Well, great job, Jennett. Wonderful call. As you know, I'm always on these calls. I never miss webinars. And I'd just like to touch on 2 points. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, Reza. Thank you for being on the call.
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. Great. Well, number one reason why I don't send people to the website right away, there's a number of different reasons, but really the main reason is that people, whether they have networking background or don't, if I have not done my groundwork with them about who we are, and I just simply send them to the link, if they're already involved with one, they're going to glimpse through it, they're not going to understand it, because we're the only one in the world that has a variable binary with no flushing. I mean, you guys all seen the 25 video, right? 25 reasons. They won't take the chance. They will jump through it, skip through it, and say, okay, either it's another one just like mine, another one just like I've been involved with before in the past, or worse, oh, it's one of those things, those pyramid schemes. So either way, I do not send people to the website unless I have done my work, and that is build, like, and trust, tell them about company history, the background, our accolades, share some of the videos, let the documentations grab their curiosity to all-time high. Then when they're ready, either I meet with them, or if I cannot meet with them, then I send them to the video. I send them to the opportunity to your website or whatever you like to do. That's the number one reason, because it's not fair to them, it's not fair to you, it's not fair to the company. Just take the easy way out and send people here. Go look at this link, join, pay your $3,500, and good luck. That's what their taking will be on it, right? So you want to do your groundwork, you want to do your preliminary work before you send anyone to your website. That's my reason. And second one, when someone says, if this is an opportunity, if this is a real opportunity, if it's that great of an opportunity, why do I have to pay for it? Well, why do you have to pay for it? Well, let me see. I'm sure McDonald's is international. In Canada, they sell for about $2.5 million. If it's a real opportunity, why do we have to pay for McDonald's? Tim Hortons, Starbucks, Wendy's, I don't know, all kinds of different brands. Why do we need to pay for it? Well, of course you have to pay for it because you know it's an opportunity. So my reply to them would be well, let me see. We've been handed the world's greatest goods with all those accolades, number one compensation plan that's going to earn you upward of $2 million a year, the potential. They've given you absolutely everything on a single platter. So don't you think that's like, kind of like, that's weird that they're only charging $3,500 for the biggest package? That would be my reply. Like, they're giving you an opportunity to earn upward of $2 million a year forever, yet they're only charging us $3,500. Wow, that's a joke. Isn't that wonderful that they're not charging $350,000? That would be my response in those 2 points. Jennett answered excellent, but again, we all have different styles of how we answer stuff. That's my way. I get right to the point. I don't hit around the bush, and I make sure they understand fully. That then you see quickly that the demeanor changes, quickly their attitude changes. They see that that it makes sense. That you'll be given all this stuff for the top package of $3,500. That is a bargain of the century, if not ever. So that's my response. Back to you, Tanya.
That is absolutely correct, Reza, and thank you for that. That is so true, because I am telling you, with my traditional business, I spend over $250,000, okay? And my monthly overhead is $20,000 per month. So $3,500 is really, where can you get a multi-million-dollar business for $3,500? Okay, Tanya. Hi, Tanya.
Okay. I'm pressing my button properly. Apologies. I've got a lot of questions, and I'm going to unmute some of the people that have their hand raised. So the first one we have is Julia, I think. So I'm just going to unmute them.
Sorry, Tanya.
Yeah.
Tanya,
Yes.
The best way to do it is read the questions yourself. Tell them to write in the questions, and you ask the question from Jennett for the sake of time and confusion.
Okay. So
So
has everyone
tell them
heard
to
that? So,
yeah,
yep.
type in the question, and you read the question through Jennett.
Okay, so there's quite a lot of questions. So guys, if you can type them in, and then I will get them read out because Jennett's happy to stay on board with Reza to get them answered. So the next one we have is just with your slides. People are asking if they can actually get a copy of this presentation. Jennett, is that possible?
It's recorded, so we're going to be posting it on GWT family. I think there's so many questions, so I think what's best is to just contact me on Facebook, and I'm sure most of you are in my, like I'm one of your My Five, so if not, you can always contact me. On Facebook, it's Bella Jennett, and I can answer all your questions, and it's recorded. It's just because we don't want to spend so much time here. I know your time is valuable. It is a great training, so that's why we recorded it, and it's going to be posted on GWT family. And if you do have any questions, so you can always contact me on Facebook.
Okay, so can you just repeat your Facebook name for those that have not got you on their Facebook?
Yes, so my Facebook name is Bella Jennett, BellaJennett.
Excellent. Now, Jennett, before you go, so everyone is aware that this has been recorded and will be uploaded to the pages. This lady is certainly a wealth of experience, having generated $25 million through the business. She knows her stuff. So don't hesitate to contact her. We did the same. She gets straight back to you. She's all over it. So just in finalizing this, Jennett, I've got thank you, Jennett, for this webinar. So many gold nuggets from Henry. Katrina said, fantastic webinar. Thank you so much. Also from Judy, excellent webinar. From Anne and McLean, thanks, Jennett. So there's a lot of people in here that are saying thank you so much. So I would like to personally thank you as well for all that you've done and what you've said today.
Okay, so thank you so much. Again, you're doing such an amazing job as an Ambassador of the Month, and thank you all for tuning in to for this training. We've got so many people on the call, so thank you, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Jennett. So guys, just in finalizing up, just know that with November coming up and the lead up to Christmas, with the amazing promotions that are going at the moment through GWT, make sure you're tapping into your GWT pages and know what's going on with the promos of your shipping, with the promos of your $150 gift from GWT in regards to the new Posh Vibe, and also in regards to getting 10 silver and above VDMs in your business for your cash bonus. Again, we've been talking on every webinar how important it is to get to next year's April conference. We're running some promos for the Australian team on covering flights and even getting tickets for people to attend on what they achieve in getting diamonds in their legs. So we've got a lot of momentum happening in Australia. I hope that you have found today really valuable. I know we have, and we're going to be hitting the ground running in November, Katrina and I, in our downlines, just with what we've been told today. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. I will upload this presentation now, and any questions, please direct through to Bella Jennett, and she'll get straight on to you and answer those for you. Have an awesome day, everyone.